So there's more lights there I gotta check. I'm gonna have to come out here some night and check them. I may wait until it gets darker a little sooner. Did we set the clocks back yet? I don't think so. I took you guys for a walk last night or yesterday with the 360 into the bamboo. I think I'll try to get one more cut in on the grass. And then we'll see what happens. That's going to be getting purged pretty soon, so I don't really have to worry about that. These weeds, I'll let them sit here for now. There's actually a birdhouse up there. Can you see it up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's 12 units in there. It's a 2-story, and it's on top of a tree that I cut down, chestnut tree. This thing was monstrous. The branches that came out low, I'd be able to stand here and put my arm on it. They were like 14, 15 inches round. There's another birdhouse. There might be another one over there someplace. So, this is where I used to keep the sacrificial garden, which I may put it there again, or maybe even over there in the corner. I'm not positive, but I will put one, possibly two. Now, I used to be able to come back here with the tractor and just drive through here without worrying or hitting anything. As you can see now, we've got bamboo growing out. I mean, it's not heavy yet, but it will be. Next year, you'll see what I mean. I gotta cut this one. I don't like it when they start breaking and hanging down like that, because then I gotta worry about the boys getting poked in the face with it. Okay. Oh, there's Jem's ball. Right over here next to some of Jem's turds. There. So anyway, there's another pod. But this, believe it or not, I used to be able to just drive through this. Let me see if I can get down this way. And then this was a like a wall, a stone wall, went down about 1.5 feet. And then there was a wild, not a wild seed, wild flower thing, but there was a flowered ground covering that would last most of the year, and it kept the weeds from growing. And I had them all around here. And I even have an old black cast iron pot-belly stove that was around here someplace that was used as a decorative flower pot, as well as a home for whoever wanted to move in there. And then this was the second run. Now this, I came and walked through that, but that used to be all walkable. Jeez. Someday I'll get up there and look for that stove, see if it's still up there. Alright, so we made it down here. And back there's a fence. It's probably about 10 feet back. You may be able to see parts of it back there. That's a 6-foot page or chain link. And then as we go this way, I'm actually walking outwards as I go this way. Let me get out of here, come around this way, instead of walking through this like a a-hole. And at that point, there's more. You might be able to see that fence back there. I don't know. That's the same fence. I put those stumps there, or those logs, because that's where I was going to stop them so they couldn't grow any further. And I was going to keep up with them. I was going to put some, I was told if I put an 18-inch plate, a roll of copper, 18 inches deep, and roll it out, that'll stop them. I don't know how true that is. But I found that trying to keep up with them is almost impossible. But anyway, that goes way back. Now, as I go this way, I'm actually coming out further, and over here, here's another one that's starting to grow. Let me come over here because I do have some guide wire over here going to the tower with a ratchet on it right here. I don't know where the hell I have the ratchet at, but it's there. Now, you came and, well, there's the fence. Can you see it? It's a little dark, so you may not see it. That one's only a 4-foot. The other one is out of sight, out of mind. I mean, I couldn't get through there if I tried. I mean, you can see it. That's all bamboo. And I'm probably 12, 15 feet, maybe more. That fence comes off of that fence and goes from this way to this way. That's what that one is. There used to be a gate here. Well, it's still there. You can see part of it. I used to drive down there with the tractor, which if you can see down there right now, that down there is as thick and as bad as this up here. So, and I didn't plant that down there. And this is the fence that goes up this way. Now, this started out, like I said earlier, with 6 stalks. The stalks were somewhere between maybe 18 inches and 3 feet. Nothing bigger. If anything, smaller. And I have to look these up. I don't know what they are. It's a weed. Just I've never seen that one here before. And here's the fence, and you can see it. It's coming. Right now, that is probably close to 30 feet away from the fence in the back. And this is all growing on its own. I started with 6 stalks, like I said. No taller than 3 feet. There's all back here, all back there, all back here. There's a fence back there, believe it or not. I'll get to that in a minute. Now, it does get real windy here. You wouldn't think so, but it does. All right, let's go here. See if I can get into the fence here and get this stalk this thing up a little bit. Again, see the bamboo in the back there? I don't know if you can see it. The fence post, that's where this fence stops. And then it turns up this way that you're not seeing. But, again, down here, I used to come up here with the tractor and keep all this clean. I was getting ready to move this fence that I'm at now back to there and 50 feet more in that direction down the property line. So I used to keep all this clean, getting it ready for seeding, you know, for grass. And it didn't happen. Next thing you know, we got bamboo growing here, all the way down there, way out past the fence. And this is only the last year that it came out this far. You'll see it, and I'll show it to you again, and you'll see just how fast it grows. Now, it's illegal to sell bamboo in Connecticut, certain types, and this is one of them. And again, here's the fence now that goes this way. So if we look at the other fence, we were coming across the back, then we came out 50 feet, I think it is, and then this one is another 50 feet going this way. So we came across, out 50, and across the 50, and that's this corner. And then we went back up 50. And then there's this one I told you the other day, I got to cut it and then strip the, off it, because that's going to be a good post. No, I can't get through that way. This year I may, see, I hate to take it down because there are bird houses in there and they do use them. I'll just leave it there. It's not hurting anybody. So anyway, this is the other 50 feet of fence. Now if I come over here, I'm not going to go through the gate. There's a gate right there. Because again, I used to go down here with the tractor. And that used to be all clean. The trees and everything were there, the smaller trees and things. But as far as all that, that wasn't there. I don't know if you can see it down the back there, back yonder. But that bamboo is also from over here all the way down in the back, and that's probably 12, 15 feet, maybe even more in spots, away from the property line, you know, coming in. So if nothing is done with that, I would say next 15 years or so, this will all be bamboo. And probably where I'm standing. So, and then it goes down in the back there, but I'm walking around that hole that I was throwing the wood in. Because originally I was going to put a foundation in down here and have it so I can drive the tractor down underneath and put a shed up on top. Well, a shop. I was going to go the width, which is 22 feet, I think it is. The length, which is 47 feet. And it's like 18 feet deep. And it would have been a nice place to just drive down. You know, I didn't need doors. Just drive down, put the tractor in there, put lawn gear, you know, winter gear, everything down there. And then above, you know, I'd have my two-story shop. And we were going to move the fence down more because I still have, oh Jesus, 150 feet or so beyond that fence, that way, and back, well, from where I'm standing to the property line back there, to the corner of the property line, I'm about 300 feet. It's a nice hunk of property. This is the second piece. We bought this piece the second or third year we were here, and I sold it actually. I bought it right, that's for sure. I only paid $5,000 for it, and even with that, the guy I bought it from paid all the closing fees and everything. So, and all this was cleaned out. I was down here with the tractor. I'm telling you, I was cleaning out like crazy. Actually, that was down about 15 feet. By me digging this hole out and leveling it out and bringing some up, I was able to flatten it out a little bit. And up here on this rock, it's flat up there. And on the other side, the rock is in a way that where you can comfortably walk up it. So I was going to put like a gazebo up there, like a screened-in house, but with a wooden frame type thing, and have it all screened in, and put a picnic table up there. And I got power here, so I'm just going to run the power up there. But again, didn't get to it. We're going to get that out of the way. The boys and Darlene both walk around back here. And I don't want anybody to trip over that, so. And I just made a hole, so that makes it better. Yeah, sure, trip in the hole now. So, there's the back side. But I was going to start cleaning all this up. I actually got up there and cut some of it down. And then a couple of it fell down in a hurricane, or I don't remember if it was a hurricane or just a bad tropical storm, but it took one of the trees down. Actually, I haven't even checked it to see how it's doing. See, my next move with this fence was to take this corner out and bring it around there behind that tree, you know, and take this part and make it better yet. Here's a part of the mountain. There's power in there going into it. The power going out of it isn't hooked up right now. There's another set of lights. I put those up a couple, 2-3 years ago. I gotta check these. That's all there is to it. Some of them are probably burnt out, so I'm gonna have to get up there and check them out. This was all clean because I used to keep the trailers over here. And then I realized that it wasn't any good because no sun, no breeze, no nothing. And however, the water seems to get through, and it started rotting out the bed of the trailer. So now I keep them over there. So they get rained on, but they get sun too. Now let's go here. I want to see that root system that came out of the ground a couple of years back. See what it looks like. It was right here. Let's go up here and see. Oh, there it is. Oh, Jesus, trying to get through here. Oh, there it is. That's a big root system. That tree came down and went that way. But I couldn't do anything with it because luckily it mixed the fence, which was good. See, and that's the part I was talking about, how you can walk up and around behind that tree. Because this was so full of dirt and roots that it was sticking out probably another 4 feet. And I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to move that. Not even if I rented a big tractor. And there was no way I was going to start cutting into it. Oh, we got mushrooms growing out of it. That just gave me an idea. Maybe I should just throw some type of wildflower seed up in there and just let it become one big old seed, one big old flower. So now over there, I actually drilled holes in the rock and put in some of the into the rock, so I was able to hook the fence up so it wouldn't come down. It was in the ground, but it wasn't in the ground that far. So I wanted to make sure I had a good secure lock in, so I went right into the rock. I use those things that the mountain climbers use, you know, you drill the hole, you put them in, you tighten them up, and they spread, almost like a molly for the wall, but it was more for the rock. So, now over here, this weeping willow, we bought 2 of them. They used to be down there next to the bamboo. However, the bamboo is growing faster. These weren't growing fast enough. They were getting lost. They also like to have wet feet, meaning they like to have their roots wet all the time. Their roots don't go deep, but they go wide. So anyway, when I decided to, one of them died. When I decided to move this one, what had happened was, wasn't thinking I should have wrapped the tree with something, but I didn't. I put a bungee cord around it, thinking that would work. It did. However, it broke the bark all the way around, which means the tree would die. If you want to kill a tree, make a 1 inch, 1.5 inch opening of bark. Cut the bark out all the way around, like a ring, and the tree will start dying off. Because it gets its nourishment through the bark. Not so much through the root system, but through the bark. So what I did was I took some bandage and I wrapped the whole tree. So this started working as the bark. The tree started to come back.